Hello everyone. So, welcome to the next episode of Tokyo Talks. Today we are gonna discuss multilingual email notification. So, basically, using multilingual notification, you can send emails in the recipient's preferred language and can easily manage notification content in different languages. So, it's kind of a great feature in my perspective. So, what do you think? Is it a good one or
For me, it's a good one because right now we, let's say a real-time example, if an organization is present in 10 or 15 countries, you have to write those notifications on your own, maintain the translations and whatnot. But
yeah?
by using this service, I think it will be much easy. But do you want to talk, Dhruv, on the two types basically, which service now brought up, like static and dynamic, right? So
Yeah, static one is like you can customize email notifications across multiple regions based on their preferred language. But with static, the request goes to the translator. But with dynamic, you can customize email notification automatically for users across multiple region based on their preferred location language, basically.
yeah, so does it mean like using a service, a translation service, the notification will be translated on the fly, and we do not have to enter the translated version in service now
Yeah,
manually.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. So we are going to see a live setup. I think I am going to share my screen and then
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
start. But
But
do you
one
want to
thing,
start with cricket match?
no, thing apart from cricket match, don't remind me of that. We just lost the match. So yeah. Apart from that, we missed one most important thing, our introduction. So do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm Ashutosh. I am Dev MVP. I work as a technical architect with Nationale Nederlanden in Netherlands.
Perfect. So you are still disappointed with the loss. Your voice says that. Everyone, my name is Dhruv. I work for Accenture as a technical architect, and currently totally depressed with the loss that we had. But we still have chances to, go in the finals and win that cup. We'll beat them again.
Yeah, we are talking about cricket, by the way.
India Pakistan game.
Yeah. Okay. I will start sharing.
So hopefully, the before that, I just want to mention that setting up dynamic translation from multilingual piece is a bit different, but it includes some of the part that was already there in service now. That is setting up your dynamic translations, and for that there are certain links that we can paste on. I think that would make our lives easier, right?
Yeah,
It's a well documented stuff, so you just need to follow the steps. In this video, we are just going to look how that email thing works. We were already using dynamic translation, so it would be a easier setup for us, hopefully.
indeed. And in past, I created one video on my YouTube channel as well, Dhruv, for the dynamic translation. So we will paste that link also
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Great. So, like Dhruv said, today we are going to show you how to do dynamic email notification translations, but we are only going to focus on the ServiceNow part. In Azure, you have to set up a cognitive service. Right now, we are going to use Microsoft as a translation service, not Google and IBM. So our focus is Microsoft. But that setup we will not show you. But if you look at my screen, then this is the link which you can use to set up the translation spoke, Microsoft Azure translation spoke, and the link is in the chat. Great. Um, Before we begin, I think we should discuss the prerequisites. So, Dhruv, y- do you know or do you want to tell our audience about the prerequisites?
So basically, prerequisite just two plugins that we have enabled. One is Glide Notification Email, And the other one is dynamic translation. That dynamic translation plugin is a pack of few plugins that will enable around 7 or 8 plugins. And the list of the plugin goes like, it's on the doc. So if you search activate dynamic translation, so it says like you need to enable 2 plugins, and that's it.
Yeah, so we have, if you see my screen, then we have enabled this dynamic translations, which is a pack of 7 other packages, which also includes dynamic translation spokes, IBM. But if you don't want IBM, you can always opt out, and you can only activate my Microsoft Azure Translate and Service spoke, and that is enough for us. One important point, safe harbor, that dynamic translation requires extra licenses, and also this new feature will require extra
Integration
license
hub
if you
license.
have dynamic. Yeah, yeah, and if you have dynamic translation, then I think you can use the new feature in Tokyo for multilingual notification support.
Yeah.
So safe
For this
harbor
dynamic
again.
translation, yeah, safe harbor is always there. For dynamic translation, you need integration hub. And second thing, you need this service provider, right? Services from Azure or
Yes.
IBM, whatever you are using. But from my experience, I would say Azure is better. And when you get the Azure environment, you usually get these services for free or at very cheap price. So it's a
Yeah,
thing that you should use if your client is in, across the globe and is a big client and on support in various locations or various languages.
indeed. And one more plugin we activated, that was I think notification.
Glide notification.
Um, yeah, Clyde notification translation. So this plugin is new in Tokyo, which will help you to automatically translate the email into multiple languages. So this is important. Without this, you will not see
The
a tick.
checkboxes.
Yeah, which we will just, for example, I'm just going to go to out of the box notification, and let's take one of the quickest one. So for example, out of the box one, this one, and we have to, of course, go to an advanced view.
Advanced, you last tab, checkboxes.
And when we enable that plugin, we get an extra checkbox, and that is this one,
Last tab,
enable
yeah.
dynamic translation. Yeah,
And one
in
UI
the
action
last
at the
step.
top, request translation.
Indeed. So what we are going to do is we will first see how to set up a dynamic translation. So let's proceed with that. Dynamic translation. So if you type dynamic translations here, you see the configurations. And like we started that we will use Microsoft Azure, we will go here. Of course, I need to change the scope.
These,
Yes.
by the way, you can use multiple ones in the progress, right? Like you
Yeah.
don't need to rely on one.
Yeah. So what I will do first is I will activate this service, and I am going to mark it as default for both detection as well as translation. And this we are going to keep it out of the box, the language core mappings. I'm just going to activate this. Once we do this, we have to set up the connection. Okay. And
Yeah,
for that, I'm going to go to the flow designers, that is the connections tab, which we get if we have integration hub, then Microsoft translation, and then configure. So
configure.
here, yeah. So once we do this, we will create. Uh, I will come to this attributes later on, and we are not going to touch it. By the way, we are just going to keep these attributes as it is.
Yes,
But
it's
now,
a spoke. ServiceNow is managing that piece, so you don't need to worry about that.
indeed, so I'm just going to change the scope.
Yeah, Azure Translator Service.
Reload. Yeah, let's create a new connection. Oh, come on! I don't want to use template. Demo, Tokyo Talks. Uh, I will come to credential part later, but this is very important, the connection URL.
Yeah,
And this connection URL, you will get it from um, either if you go to docs also, you will also see that the connection URL they have mentioned is this, and I'm going to use the same one. Okay.
this URL remains just a note that this URL remains same. Is just the API key that gets changed. It's a
Yeah,
standard from Azure.
indeed. But if you want, you can also have your location based URLs and different
Yeah,
services, but we are going to use this. And this can also be seen in the Azure portal under translation service keys and endpoint section,
yeah,
just for the listeners. So if I paste it here like this, I don't want this. I will do it like this. Like the attributes, we don't want to change any attributes. I don't want to use any mid server. So I'm just going to say save. Now, what we will do is we will create the credentials. Uh, because of the security reasons, what I have done is I have already created credentials. I will just quickly
it's not the
show.
security reason. It's our lack of skill set of hiding our screens. No, you are not able to hide them.
Indeed. So this is the credential which we have already created, and we are going to use this. So I'm just going to copy this name, go back to the connection, paste it here, and save. Nice. Now, how can we test this? If you want to see if this dynamic translation spoke has been or I will not say dynamic translation, I will say Microsoft Azure translation spoke has been configured or not. For that, you have to go to Flow Designers, Actions, and let's say I'm just going to see if I have something here. Translate, yeah, detect language v3 for Microsoft Azure. So I'm just going to open this, and then I'm just going to say test. I will add one text. So let's say I will add welcome. This is Dutch. It
You're
should
welcome.
tell us, yeah, it should tell us which language this is. So I'm just going to run this to see if that works. If not, then we have to check our
It'll
credentials.
troubleshoot. Looks like it
Great.
worked.
Yeah. So request is not authorized because credentials are missing or invalid. Nice. Let's see. Are we missing something? Du-du-du-du-du.
Have you marked the credential here?
Oh, no. I think I did give the alias, but let me quickly, because you can see API cognitive.
Yeah, that's correct. I would say like test on the notification part. No, it might be easier.
Yeah, but for if this is not working, then it will be an issue. Let me quickly see what
You might not have aliases.
uh, Azure. Let's see.
It seemed like
No. Um, let me think because we don't have to do that
yeah. I
as
mean
we all.
that's what like if you try the request notification one, translation one, that should work directly.
No, whenever I do so here, if you see, we have mapped it properly,
Mhm.
and okay, this this. I'm quickly going to check one more thing. Um, give me a minute.
And this shows that nothing was prepared.
It,
We thought that is
that is the beauty of live coding, right? um, but this should definitely work. Am I missing any step in dynamic translation? Let's see. Let
Properties, maybe
me
something.
dynamic. No, these properties are only to
Oh yeah, table one.
work for work notes. But here, I said it is true. Yes, detect language. Yeah, here we do not map anything. Give me
It's
one
not a
minute.
detection. It's not marked as true for, or is it?
No, is it? It is. Sorry,
Oh, okay.
but I'm going to quickly check the documentation which we had, because here, if you see, they say you have to just go to Credential Alliance, and I did it
Yeah,
in the past. So API key, um, API key credential. So I did create. So if you see, the type of the credential was also
yeah, I saw that. That was
yeah,
funny.
API key credentials. You see it the here also you can see, and give just a second. Um,
You wanna try
yeah,
notification? I think I don't know why I have a feeling that notification piece will directly work.
no, it will, because here if you see this is using it, but what I can do is I can regenerate the key, and we can use the key again.
It might
I'm
key might
just
have expired. Don't tell me that.
maybe. So I'm just going to. So let's. Okay, I have updated the key,
Okay,
and
test.
if you let me go to connections one more time.
Oh yeah, let's validate that.
So it says configured.
Uh,
Key this, and I'm also going to quickly validate one more thing.
your credential type is protocol is HTTP, right?
You know, HTTP in bracket S and then connections, but that is fine. I'm just trying to validate this thing. So it says HTTPS colon, yeah, api.cognitive.microsofttranslator.com. Yeah, it's 200% right,
Yeah,
because this is working for me uh, in the other instance we tested, right? Few
yeah.
things, at least the dynamic translation, not the one which we just said. So welcome again. Let's try. If not, then no. Let's see. Credentials are missing. Did I miss some connection?
I think the credential and alias mapping maybe is that.
N- No, but because if you see this, if I open this, you see the credentials are mapped here,
Okay. And the connection type is
and
HTTP. Is that the connection type?
proto. Yeah, this is fine. This is out of the box. This is working We
Oh
only
yeah.
have three, like four options.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, okay, let me check if I'm using a proper action. Let's try, because for sure this was working. This is working for me in the other instance for translating the KB articles, not for the
Yeah,
notifications, but
yeah.
for KB articles.
There's nothing wrong that you have configured. My only thing is like,
Mm, how can it say like,
I would still say try one notification. It might work. It's, could be that thing.
you see, it's my validation.
Is that Azure is some kind of in your environment or something? Like
Maybe that Azure is,
that might you might have whitelisted that API piece.
I don't know, it says invalid username password combo. But we can do one more thing, and that is uh,
Service now troubleshooting is fun. It's always fun.
what I'm going to do is I will,
If you're doing something I can't see.
now I'm just seeing if we have configured everything properly or not. Because for me, the Azure credentials are working in another part. So that is definitely not an issue.
Yeah.
Let's try this one more time. No, still. Okay, let's go to notification and see if that works.
Yeah. Finally you're
So
listening to
what
me.
we will do, let's create one notification.
Use any out of the box now that has something.
Okay. Uh, do we need a language pack activated in the system?
I don't think so.
That can be the case.
No, but it if it would have been the case, then they should have mentioned in the documents. There was no mention of that in the documentation thing. And moreover, localization plugin you need when you just put on the message key and something like that. We are just converting the notification on the fly.
Yeah.
I don't think so that is required. I can quickly check the documents in the backend, but I'm pretty sure that is not there.
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly see if we did everything properly. Yes. Mark as default. Yes. Yeah, we did the whole configuration. Okay. Notifications, advanced view. And what I will do is I will also do one more thing, and that is this one. This, and we have a template here, and template has a message.
Yeah.
So, but what I will do is I will type something here. hi dear requester, because this gets preference, right? Not the
Yeah.
template one. You are this. You are
You are a nice guy.
because
India
you
lost the match.
are member of the group, and this incident is not assigned to anyone in the team. Thank you. Okay, I'm just going to save this.
Yeah.
And now what I am going to do is I'm going to click on request translations, choose language to translate into. So I think we did one thing, and that is we did not activate a localization plugin.
Oh my god, it's gonna take years to enable that plugin.
Indeed. And that is fun, right?
Fun waiting, seeing plugin getting enabled. There's no fun.
Yeah, we can of course go live again.
That's what we're gonna do.
um,
Localize.
local localization framework is there. Oh, come on. I am going to do, so I will say Dutch. And if I do this, yeah, just try.
Oh, just go for done, Sean.
I did everything.
You could have tested
So,
with Dutch.
but still, this detection should not require, it should not
Yeah, I agree.
require anything, but I don't know what is happening. We can do one more thing. I'm going to open the credentials. Yes, all. What I will do is I will use another. I will again regenerate the key and see if
Hmm.
that works.
Yeah.
So you can see now. Okay.
So I was going through the configuration. There is one translator from ServiceNow. Is it good or is it bad? You tried that, or you just use Azure ones?
I just use Azure once. So you can see here the credentials are properly used. See credential,
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
one,
that's the problem.
and then we get a response that the request is not authorized because credentials are missing or invalid. Maybe this is a bug, uh,
Yeah. You
because
want to try
I'm to.
the decent ones? That's why I was saying like this might be problematic. Let's try the notification one directly. It should throw an error.
Indeed, but for the notification one, it says that you need a language pack, but
Oh, yeah.
because I will have to first create the translation, and if that is not working, we can't do, because it will automatically show you the translated version here as well.
Mhm. At least one of
Um,
the email should be added, no?
no, but and one more thing is Mark has already written one article, right? And we
Yeah.
also saw that but he has used IBM as the
Yeah.
service and not Azure. Uh, if you see this, or not this one, where is the documentation for multilingual? So you can see activate this plugin to send
That's
multilingual
what we did.
emails, preferred language. Okay, and if I go here, I hope it will not take me
On
to,
the
yeah,
scroll down, that says localization plugins get installed directly.
it's here somewhere.
Yeah, if you go on the plugin page where you are seeing the uh, one page back, the
Yeah,
glide notification one, it says that it's get enabled by default.
yeah, but the localization framework and not the language pack.
Okay, the language packs.
And I will check. Let's see if we go here. Yeah, we activated this. Then they are saying something about
Retention, we don't want that thing.
no, right? So static translation, we don't want that as well, because this static translation is like you have to manually fill in the translations and maintain it into the system, and that you can actually do here. So if I go to the notification, I can
Mhm.
create the
Yeah, static
translation
one is
here.
fine, right? Static one is fine, like you're just pasting on the different language one.
Yeah, but right now, as we do not have any, I think it is getting activated. So if I say Dutch, and then I can just put something. So this is I'm Ashutosh. Uh, Save. And if my preferred language is Dutch, then it will automatically
Yeah,
send the uh, Dutch
Dutch
version of the
version,
email.
yeah.
But for translation, for dynamic, if you see here, uh,
I think plugin is enabled, I guess. Like that's why you're seeing those languages.
we can quickly test it. Let's go to notification. This will be the quickest I have seen that the localization plugin was activated. No, not yet.
I is it because you're
That is maybe that I don't know. Um, yeah, let's create this property as per service. Now we have to create this property in our system. So sys underscore, sorry for not using as an util. Yes, what are they saying? Value should
true
be true.
and type should be true false.
That's it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, so we saved it. We will again go to
But that's so static, no?
no, that was for
Oh,
dynamic.
okay.
So this, then we said that okay, we will enable dynamic translation, that we already did.
Yeah. Well, let's go through the docs, like if there is any other step that we need to do. All
Yes,
right.
and then so we have to create these properties. It says configure the content of, yeah,
That is a different thing, right?
let's not do this. And this is enable dynamic translation for email notifications, which is important for us. Yeah. Okay, so I think we have done most of the things.
All of the things.
Yes, let's reload.
What do you think? It's just because of the language packs? Or we are not seeing the
Yeah, at least here, yes. But for the flow designer error, we have to check the credentials, why there is issue. But we can check that later on.
Yeah.
But now here, what should happen is when this notification is sent is assigned to is empty, when the record is
Mhm.
inserted and active is true. So
Can we try ServiceNow connector for that, just to validate stuff?
uh, dynamic translator, you are saying?
Yeah, yeah. Just disabling the Azure one and try the ServiceNow one.
Let's see.
I don't know what ServiceNow wants in this.
Yeah, but we still have to configure something, right, for service now. How can you test it?
Uh,
So if I say service now, let's try this test. I'm really not sure what
yeah, I'm not sure.
from where this translation will come. Is it in the somewhere in the
It's
service now
definitely not in the
ecosystem?
system.
You
Okay,
see,
you
it
got
says
something.
Netherlands, so it is confidence
Okay,
level is 0.9, but it is correct.
yeah. So now we can test our
Okay.
knowledge as well. Right? It's just the
Yes, let's try to
that is
go.
more important. Like more than Azure, that thing is like how this multilingual thing works. That is,
Yeah, that's fine. Uh, Still not? Okay,
uh,
but what we can do is I will quickly. So this notification goes to uh, who receives it?
it's coming from the template or something. Is it a push one? It's a push one, I
Yeah,
guess.
this is push notification. So what we can do is we can.
There's so much to configure in service now. saying saying to Pranav to go to admin course. I think we should also go for admin course.
Let's see. Here, assigned to will receive it whenever additional comments are
Change.
added, right?
Yeah,
So I'm just going to say hi, comments added by follower. Okay,
yeah.
save. One more. No, I think we need that translation pack. But
That plugin should be
let's try.
enabled, no?
No, it will take some time. It takes 3 to 4 hours.
I'm not gonna be on live stream for 3-4 hours. Tomorrow is Monday. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, office. So let's send it to system admin. Uh, Sorry, system admin is caller. So test talks. Uh,
Just make sure that few things like system administrator should have a value in email or something like that. Those things
he
should be.
has, yeah, but the notification goes to assign to. So I just saw the assign to has an email in it.
Okay.
So I'm going to save this and Again, to revalidate the condition, we see additional comment changes when it is updated. So let's go and open emails. Now this is going to be interesting. Is it going to send the notification based upon his language or based upon the caller's language? So first, what I will
Both
do
are
is,
different. Yeah.
yeah. So if you see here, here also we do not have any language thing. So we should have enabled that a way long before, and we should have come. So this is a clear example of not been prepared with all the prerequisites.
Yeah, man. We are not in the state of mind for, because of the March as well. At least
But
I'm
yeah,
not.
then this is this is the stopper, showstopper. Then we have to resume our stream maybe tomorrow
Yeah, we
once
can
we
come
have everything. Yeah,
plug in enabled because it's gonna take time.
indeed. So let's
Should
see.
yeah, let's see. I should ask them. So it's not people to give us the you know the sad music or the when live coding happy hour doesn't work, then it gives you the sad emojis and I should ask them for that outro.
Yeah.
No, sad song.
Anyways, thanks for your time, Dhruv. We will
No
resume this
problem.
tomorrow, and same for our listeners. Please do not forget to see the next episode, which we are going to do properly.
Yeah. And in this, we can't ask you to subscribe. No. You
Yeah,
should subscribe so that you can
subscribe,
get
but
the
not like
notification.
this.
Yeah, you get the notification on how to waste your 40 minutes with us. But yeah,
Yeah,
you always learn. Like if you don't know how to set up, you get to know that these could be the mistakes that you might have committed.
yeah. Okay. Thanks, Dhruv. See you later.
Yeah. Bye.